Every other creature is a little green monster. And on your right, we have
Matt Hoey. And Matt Hoey is going to be battling with an Esper Stoneblade deck today.
Ooh, he's got a
deck
Trinket Mage.
Yeah, his deck is basically the blue-white Stoneblade deck, but he's splashing for some discard spells. In his main deck, he has Inquisition and Thoughtseize, and those are his only black cards. And then post-board, the black cards give him access to things like Perish and an extra Thoughtseize, Nihil Spellbomb, Extirpate. And yeah, that's it. All right, and we're off.
Yeah, so Anthony Eason leads off with a Goblin Lackey. Matt Hoey cannot let that resolve, so he let it connect at least. So he plays Pluto Delta, fetches for Scrubland, and kills it with a Swords to Plowshare. All right, Anthony Eason untaps. He does have the Vial, but Lackey is by far the stronger turn one play. You just need to get
Lackey's
that in
the
play.
nut turn one play. If they don't have an answer, it can just take the game over by itself.
All right, turn 2 Aether Vial and a Wasteland. Ooh, that's going to be
That's
big.
basically like a turn one Vial.
Yeah. Oh wow, and Matt just says go.
Yeah,
just
a
kept the
little bit
one-lander.
of a questionable keep.
I mean, if he hit his land, it was good, right? I mean, wouldn't you really want to just go for a Plains there if you were low? You don't want to get Wastelanded.
Well, unfortunately, he used a polluted Delta, so
yes,
he could
you
only
couldn't
grab
get a
a Scrubland.
Correct,
or. Yeah. And you can make an argument for Tundra there because then if you have if you have and/or top deck a card like Brainstorm, then you could go fishing for the second land.
Yeah. All right. So Inquisition of Kozilek for Matt. He gets to see Anthony's hand. Hopefully, pick apart his Aether Vial chain.
Yeah. There we see a Goblin Matron, a Siege Gang Commander, a Goblin Ringleader, and
I have no idea what. I'm bad with promos.
Is that a
Sting Scourger? It looks like a foil Sting Scourger.
Prospector?
Okay. What's
I'm
Prospector?
pretty sure it's Skirk Prospector. Skirk Prospector is a 1/1 for 1 red mana, and you can sacrifice a goblin to add 1 red to your mana pool.
Yes, you are correct. He wants to just play that, or he just wants to make sure it doesn't die?
That card lets the deck combo out.
Yeah.
So he might be saving it.
I don't think that's a Prospector. That is a 2-drop.
It costs 2.
Can we get verification on that card, please?
Yeah, I'd like to know what that is. I'm sorry.
The goblin that's in play? Maybe somebody on Twitter could let us know that knows promos a little bit better than we do.
Oh, it's a Pile Driver.
Oh, okay. I have never seen that promo.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Must be like a new judge or something.
Or maybe it's new. I don't know.
I don't remember. So, still stuck on nothing. Moving to discard.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Goblin Pile Driver, a very strong card against blue decks, and decks that play blue creatures. It's a 1/2 protection from blue for a colorless and a red, and when it attacks, it gets +2/+0 for each other attacking goblin.
Yeah, so zombies or goblins love to swarm. Pile Driver helps out on that, and it ends games really quickly. All right, so here we have a Ringleader. Let's see what action we have. 2, 3, 4 cards. Reveal 4 cards. Any goblins in these 4 cards, they get to put in their hands, and he whiffs.
Pretty hard to whiff.
Yeah. Usually a very strong card, but I don't think it's going to matter because he has Aether Vial going up to 5, has the Siege Gang Commander in hand, has a Vial at 3, and a Rishan Import to keep down one of Matt's lands locked down. So, great position for Anthony Eason. It's going to be very difficult for Matt to take this one.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, and Matt's defenses against these aggressive creature decks aren't really well positioned against a Goblin deck. Goblins can grind out huge amounts of card advantage, and all of its creatures cost really, really. It just has such a diverse mana cost.
Yes.
The deck in general, that cards like Engineered Explosives just aren't.
Or Counterbalance, yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, they're not good here.
Goblins' weakest matchups, though, are the combo decks. Anything that's just trying to do something unfair, Goblins is just probably a turn slow unless it's on the play with a Lackey, with a Wasteland, with a Rishan Import. It needs something that powerful to actually beat a deck like Show and Tell or
yeah, it's not fast enough to keep up with combo decks, and its mana base can't really support the cards you need to disrupt them enough.
Yep.
So it just has trouble with those decks. But if people aren't playing combo, Goblins is an excellent choice because it does exceptionally well in creature mirrors, and control decks traditionally just have nightmares.
Yes,
about
and
goblins.
Anthony Eason's sideboard for this matchup is he's going to take out those Pyrokinesises. I don't think they're that good in this matchup. And he's going to be bringing in 3 red Elemental Blast and a Pyroblast. If there's any matchup that you want those cards, I'm pretty sure it's a blue control deck.
Yeah, I mean, he's also going to bring in an extra Tin Street Hooligan, I imagine.
One's not
Seems
enough.
like,
Is he not splashing? He does have the Taiga, so I'm just looking through his deck looking for the... Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess you would bring in the Tin Street Hooligan.
I mean, you might as well. I mean, like, Umasawa's Jitte is probably Matt Hoey's best chance of beating him.
Yeah, or a Batterskull. Just
Exactly.
some board presence. He wants to get both. I do like that we do have an M13 card in Anthony Eason's deck. He's got a Krinko.
Yeah, the mob boss himself.
Yeah. If his guys get haste, then he just gets to make a ton of goblins and they all attack, and that's pretty brutal.
I wonder if Krenko's done the car lock test on the Matron, you know? Where you lock both doors of the car, and Matron has to lean over and unlock his door. Otherwise, she's no good.
I used to play a lot of goblins in Standard. I definitely loved Goblin War Chief, Goblin Pile Driver. These cards were so much fun.
The Onslaught block was good times.
Yes, I played a ton of Standard, all the Goblin different variants, like Patriarch's Bidding, back when they were on Click Slither, like when they were running 4 Oxidize and 4 Verding Corruptor in the main to beat the Affinity decks.
Yeah. What was I playing back then? I played like Wake and Psychotog. Before the rotation, and then after the rotation, I forget what deck I played. That was a while ago. But good times though.
Yeah, the big thing is what Matt Hoey has on his sideboard that he's going to bring in. I see 2 Path to Exiles that seem good. Not much. An Engineered Explosives and 2 Path to Exiles, maybe a Pithy Needle.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to bring in the Needle.
Taking care of any of the activated abilities. If it's Rishon Import that's slowing him down, Aether Vial, even a Siege Gang, just anything that will end up being on the board and beating him he might use. But the problem with it is some of the cards, the effect of it just for that first turn is too much for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's also going to bring in Thoughtseize. Discard spells are surprisingly good against goblins. If you can, pick their ringleaders out of their hand, then you can...
Or take their Aether Vial.
If you're, he's on the play, so you're able to do that. All right, so a Flooded Strand and a pass from Matt Hoey.
We see a couple artifacts, so we have Aether Vials. And a Goblin Lackey.
So there's a Lackey, and what was that card? Was that
the red card? I think that was a
it looked like Grim Lavamancer, didn't it?
No.
It's not.
It's the Gem Palm Incinerator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Gem Palm Incinerators. Body and mana cost are not the relevant parts of it. It is actually the cycle ability that it has. When it cycles, you can deal X damage to a creature equal to the number of goblins in play.
Yeah, which is just absurd.
Yeah, for 2 mana, you cantrip and kill something.
Yeah, and it's not even counterable.
No. I'm pretty sure that's a Gem Palm Incinerator. Maybe it's not even that, but that is in his deck.
Yes. Very powerful spell, but not as a spell. It's a very powerful triggered ability.
Yes. You can only stifle it. All right. Stoneforge Mystic for GT shows that Matt is ready for some pressure. Anthony's Lackey can't even get through that. He doesn't have a way to remove that Stoneforge Mystic, so... Well, a Squire is blocking a Lackey.
And here's a Pyrokinesis, so those have stayed in for Anthony Eason.
I mean, it's probably worth killing, right? Like, even if you have to remove one of the red cards in here, you just have to pitch 1 red, or is it 2 red cards?
It's just 1.
It's just 1, yeah. Pitch 1 red card, get 4 damage on that Stoneforge Mystic, hit him, get a Matron, find something to do. I mean, the Stoneforge is going to be a problem because of the GT anyway, so... Matt's like, I will block. And he's like, no, you won't block.
I think that might be a tell that Matt Hoey wants to block here. Something I like about Pyrokinesis, some fun things that the R&D designers do over the years. They sometimes print cards of legends that, and that was Prospector, not an Incinerator.
Oh, it was a Prospector. Yeah. At first I thought it was, but then I was thinking a Gem Palm.
So Pyrokinesis, the flavor text is actually said by Jaya Ballard Taskmage.
Oh, wow.
The legend from Time Spiral.
And then they bring Jay Ballard and have abilities that are similar to that.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it. All right, so Force of Will pitching a Vendilion Click is going to stop the Pyrokinesis pitching a Gem Prospector.
Yeah, you know, normally your Force of Will is card disadvantageous, which is one of the big problems with it. But when you're countering a Pyrokinesis, you're breaking even. Nice chance.
All right, Aether Vial comes down, another Aether Vial comes down, and Anthony has to pass the turn back to Matt, and this is a great spot for Matt. He's going to be able to get that GT live, hopefully before anything on Anthony's board is big enough to block a 1/2.
Yeah, and because he has the 3rd and 4th land, he's going to be able to play a fetch land here and just pass the turn.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be able to play Trinket Mage on his own turn. I didn't know if he had V-Click or Trinket Mage.
Oh, wow.
And now on the next turn, he's going to be able to play Jitte and Equip on the same turn. And once he starts getting Jitte counters, it's going to be extremely difficult for Anthony Eason to get back into this game.
Very, very tough board state when a GT is active against any creature-based deck.
And here's where Engineered Explosives is really going to shine against this Goblin deck.
1/1/1.
Hoey is going to get a 3-for-1 off of this.
Yeah, if not more. Like, I mean, now Anthony's not able to put any more 1-drops in play. Aether Vial, Goblin Lackey are the reasons why Goblins is a powerful deck, and with 3 mana, Matt can just destroy that.
Yeah, and Anthony Eason isn't even going to be able to take advantage of the Aether Vials this turn where he untaps, because both of them are on 1 counter, and if he does decide to take advantage of them, then Matt Hoey's going to get a massive advantage off that Engineered Explosives. Not that it's already not an Ancestral Recall.
So, yeah, Anthony is able to pay 3 mana to put Goblin Matron into play, but then his board is just gone. So, I really don't know any line of play. Like, he has to go get a Ringleader and hope that Ringleader will get him into enough stuff. Maybe find a 10th Street Hooligan. Or maybe he just goes and gets 10th Street Hooligan right now.
I think you just get Ringleader, you have to.
Yeah,
if you get lucky here.
You need the card advantage. I mean, but if you don't find a 10th Street Hooligan, the game's over.
Yeah, but if you find a 10th Street Hooligan and then you're just out of gas, I'm pretty sure you can't win anyway, right?
I mean,
Maybe you can. I guess Matt's not really applying
do you have to get
pressure.
lucky to find one of your 2 10th Street Hooligans, or do you have to get lucky and try to draw one of your 4 Ringleaders or 3 Matrons?
That's fair.
So he does go for the Ringleader. That's his play next turn, but before that, Matt's going to be able to play a GT, equip to Trinket Mage, attack. Anthony's probably just going to trade. I mean, it's the same thing, except he gets to keep a Trinket Mage. And start getting this GT active. It's going to attack every turn of this game until Anthony Eason is dead.
Now, Matt Hoey's going to want to do here is cast that Engineered Explosives for 1 and then pass the turn and wait till both Aether Vial triggers are on the stack.
No, he's going to equip. He's just going to GT equip.
I guess that's fine.
Yeah, you want to get your.
I don't know.
No, you want to get your GT online as fast as possible.
I don't know if I agree, because now he's actually going to get to take advantage of.
Well, he didn't. He put them both up to 2. So this means that only pile drivers really are able to get pushed into play, and he's going to be able to equip that Stoneforge Mystic attack.
See, now Matt's not going to be able to get nearly as much value off that EE.
He doesn't need the value though. The value is getting that GT started. You always want the GT to have counters. It's very hard to lose a game when you're attacking with the Umuzo's GT every turn, especially against a deck with so many 1/1s.
No, I completely agree. I just think that waiting a turn in order to take out both vials and
He'll have time to do that this turn. Alright, Ringleader hits. Wasteland. We got a War Chief and a Sharpshooter. Good little combo there. Not good against a GT.
No. Not good against the GT at all.
Alright. Ringleader comes in, dropping Matt to 14. Alright. So yeah.
Matt wisely saving those GT counters for goblins that actually have abilities.
Yeah, that still have abilities. Ringleader's washed up. He came, he had his time. Now he's just sad and lonely. He just attacks out of pure rage for not being useful anymore.
It's just like about those claws.
Look at these claws I got, dude.
All right.
That's what Ringleader says.
I don't know. It'd be very hard to follow a goblin. He looks like a crazy goblin.
Is there any other kind of goblin, really?
Yes. There's like... yeah, that's true. Alright. EE for 1, blows up both the Aether Vials, equips Stoneforge Mystic, gets in there, gets 4 counters.
I guess Squee.
Squeeze, yeah, he's not crazy.
He's a nabub.
Krinko. Krinko seems like he knows what's going on. Goblin Lackey, I think, off the top. Maybe they're on a Prospector.
I thought it was Pile Driver, actually.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Anthony Eason, stop using promos. Alright, he just says go. I mean, what is he just... He's just going to wait. His goal is to try to find a
hooligan.
A Tin Street Hooligan, which is a colorless red for a 2/1 goblin. But if the colorless was green, then it comes into play and destroys an artifact. Really good card from Ravnica. The funny thing is you're not able to destroy artifacts if War Chief is in play. So if he plays a War Chief, Matt just cannot kill that. He wants to keep a War Chief in play.
Yeah, then the Tin Street Hooligan is no longer
live.
then
that is not
it
an
costs
out.
1 red,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't pay green for it. Now, if there was a land that made hybrid red-green, would that count?
No. I'm sorry. All right, Gem Palm Incinerator. Earlier talked about it, not as strong in this board state.
Yeah, right now a zap isn't really what he's looking for.
Zap ya. Aren't we all looking for just a little zap?
I love me some zap.
All right. Okay, so
Stoneforge Mystic, getting in there.
getting up to 8 whole counters. Man, you can do so many things with that.
Yes,
You could give a creature plus 16/16.
You kill a force of nature.
Wow. You could kill an Emrakul in 4
Yeah.
more turns.
Well, if they block, you can.
You can give a creature -8/-8, or gain
Or
16
you can just
life.
kill Anthony.
No, I don't think you need to kill him. Anthony's kind of cute. Why kill him? Doesn't seem nice. He's on the national team. Be nice, man. Have some respect. Alright, if the board needed to have any more in Matt's favor, he gets to now cast a Batter Skull. Here's a Ringleader.
So, another ringleader for Anthony. I don't think it's
curious,
enough.
I'm curious why you won't just keep the red open just in case. Why keep Rich and Port open? I mean, it's not like the biggest relevancy, but still.
No, it is. I mean, I guess not really. There's nothing that costs 1 red that you would cast here, is there?
Alright, Ringleader number 2 now. And Brainstorm, Brainstorm in response.
Yep, and this is Stoneforge Mystic, an Inquisition,
And
Snapcaster.
Snapcaster.
Gonna want to hold on to that Inquisition so that if he's able to find some way to.
And that's the full Monty. We have a Kiki Jiki, a War Driver, a Lackey, and another Gem Palm Incinerator.
And that's it.
And that's the concession. The reason he conceded is there's just too many counters on there. You can kill both the guys in play and swing for lethal. Alright, so we are tied up. Going to game 3. Anthony on the play. Best place to be with the Goblin Lackeys and your Aether Vials. As you can see, last game, Anthony was on the draw and his Goblin Lackey got stopped by a Squire while it was Stoneforge Mystic. A little better than a Squire. I think I could put man on playing something a little better than actual Squire. Not too good for BBD though. Brian Brown Doohan has played a Squire in sideboards as a joke. It's his favorite card, and if you can't think of a 15th slot in a Legacy tournament, he will play a Squire. He has top 8'd an open with Squire in his deck. Probably the only person ever to top 8 a tournament with Squire and have it put on the internet. I can't say I've ever done it.
I have not done it either.
Yeah. My shining moment with something like that was top 80 Nationals without a constructed deck. I played a very unplayable deck and ran very well the weekend.
Oh, that stupid Dredge
deck, yeah.
That deck was terrible.
It was so bad.
You guys top it, and I put that deck together on Magic Online. I was like, how did they win a match with this? This is the worst pile
So
ever.
it was like, Brian.
Oh my god, that deck was so bad.
BDM,
dude.
Brian David Marshall, Steve Sadin, David Ochoa, and I all played this deck. Steve Sadin and BDM both didn't draft in day one. Like they just like 1-3 or 0-4. And I was 2-2. David Ochoa was casually 4-0. I 6-0 limited. David Ochoa was like X1, I think, after that. And to come to find that he like maybe lost one round in that tournament in Constructed, and I like won 2 matches where my opponents two different opponents didn't play a spell in the match. Played against Eric Froelich, he did not cast a spell. and actually made top 8 of that tournament with that deck, and it was so bad. It was like the tournament where everyone was turn 2 Cunning Spark Maging and playing turn 3 Linvalas, and I'm like playing this deck.
Hedron Crab.
And then David Ochoa got me. I won the die roll, and he got to break serve game 1, and that was enough.
The funniest is that people
That was a big old shake. Man, Matt is having so much fun on camera.
He keeps. He seems like he's pretty happy about it too.
He's very happy. I want whatever he's having.
No.
right.
Skirk Prospector on
That
the play
is
from
not
Anthony
a
Eason.
Goblin Lackey.
No.
And that's a top deck GT, one of the cards he wants at all times in this matchup. Polluted Delta, cracking 4. Probably a Swamp. I do believe he's going to get to take one of Anthony Eason's cards.
I think you're
I'm
right.
not a psychic, but...
So Thoughtseize or Inquisition coming out here?
Inquisition. Inquisition is going to reveal Mountain, Tin Street Hooligan, Warchief, Matron. So what do you take here? The Matron?
Yeah.
He's already going to have access to a Warchief.
You either take Matron or just the Hooligan.
Yep, Matron's gone. Now the interesting thing is, depending on what Anthony draws, well, he drew a land, but you don't just put the Warchief in play, right? You need all your goblins.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think the resource
you
is
can
worth
just
it.
do that.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely an argument for just playing your Hooligan though, because once you start chaining these War Chiefs, your Hooligan
Yeah.
just is a 2/1 anyway. But you might as well just get those extra, like the extra
I can
4 points in that you're going to get in with it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. All right, so Bloodstained Mire drops Anthony Eason to 19. He's going to go get a Mountain, put this Warchief into play. Cannot get countered. Cavern of Souls is being tapped, and with the new rule, as long as you tap it, if the creature is the same as the name, you do not have to declare. It just resolves. All right. Goblin Warchief hits the board, has haste. All other goblins cost 1 less to play. Also, when it gets removed from the game, it gains 2 life. Oh wait, that's swords.
Swords to Plowshares. That Goblin War Chief has decided to become a farmer.
Wait, what?
He's no longer sorting. He's plowing.
Ooh.
It's the flavor of the
Wait,
card.
wait. Maybe now he like trades goats. I don't see him in the market.
That's not an unusual profession for the non-battling goblins.
Yeah.
Maybe he's stealing goats.
No.
Instead of maybe he's napping them.
No, I need them. All right, so Inquisition gets flashed back. He's deciding between Tin Street or War Driver, and ends up taking this Tin Street Hooligan. That's going to give Anthony some information to be like, well, you probably got a GT. Ooh, and I think he drew Gem Palm Incinerator, which will be great anti-tempo if Anthony, with a Force of Will backup, goes for that GT. It can't be countered, not because of Cavern of Souls, but actually because of its ability. It's just an ability, it's not a spell, but it acts like a spell. It cantrips, it deals damage, it's amazing. So he will probably have to sacrifice the Goblin just to be able to do it. Oh, it wasn't. Never mind, sorry, it was actually a Matron. What does he go get? Another Tin Street? He's like, well, you took that, I'm gonna go get one? Or does he have to go for a super powerful Goblin?
I think he just grabs a ringleader. I know that's what I always say, but yeah.
I mean, that is the card advantage. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty busted that your red aggressive deck has a card that has the potential of drawing 4 cards.
Yeah, and it's a 2-power haste dude.
Yeah.
It's like a Bloodbraid Elf, only way better. And Bloodbraid Elf's a good card.
Bloodbraid Elf is a good card.
All right. Matt Hoey here, gonna go for the Jite equip. That's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be tough. Anthony's just gonna have to like block it. It's gonna
Sacrifice it before it gets counters.
Do you think that's what it's gonna do?
I think so. Oh.
Yep, he sacked before it got any counters. Next turn he can ringleader, block sack as well. And then it'll take a turn for Matt to Vendilion click and get something in the air, permanently going to start attacking with a Jite.
Yeah, because at this point, Anthony can kind of, he can create enough goblins consistently that until Matt Hoey gets a V-click, he can just block sack forever.
Yeah. All right, so here we're probably going to see Ringleader resolve. All right, Ringleader comes onto the table.
Yeah.
All right, Pyrokinesis doesn't go in the hand. Another Ringleader goes in the hand. An Incinerator, that's 2 good cards.
Yeah, 2 really good cards there.
Yeah, Incinerator is going to allow him to control that Vendilion click. And yeah, this is just a great board position for him right now. He's just going to let that Jite hit him?
No, he has Incinerator, so he can
he's gonna
he can sacrifice a goblin and tap the cavern, and then
yeah, but then if he sacks that, then if
he
Matt
sacrifices the ringleader.
But if Matt now has a Snapcaster Mage or another Swords, that doesn't work. I don't like that line.
Yeah, I don't like the line
risky.
either. But it's really risky. But perhaps he just feels that having the clock 1 turn faster, which I believe it is based on his hand, is just worth it.
All right, we'll see how this goes. All right. All right, he sacrifices and cycles Gem Pound Incinerator.
And,
Matt has no responses. Can't do anything about it. All right. Snapcaster down. Card drawn. Arid
it's a
Mesa.
pretty nice Annihilate. Near Matt Hoey just falling behind. Goblins is just such a powerful engine. So much card advantage.
Mm-hmm. All right. Engineered Explosives 4/1. That's just going to come into play and potentially eliminate any shenanigans.
See, Skirk Prospector is a really powerful card that is like deceptively strong when it's in play. Like, think about how much of an effect that has had in this game.
It has. It's stopped GT. It's given him an extra mana when he needed it. And another ringleader. Let's see what happens. We have a chieftain, another lackey, and 2 whiffs.
Yeah, so another Muldrifter for Anthony Eason.
Wait, I don't see Lauren Lee anywhere.
Yeah, but with this chieftain, and he can start getting a little crazy. Next turn, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah,
I think he should sacrifice the
he should
Prospector here.
Yes.
And play the chieftain pre-combat.
Yeah, and get in for 5.
Yeah, it's just way better than any other line. I mean, now it's weird because he kind of hurt himself a lot by using the incinerator when he didn't need to.
Yeah.
And I understand that he wanted to end the game, but...
Well, you are under pressure, right? We don't know. He doesn't know what Matt's hand is, right? And I don't think he wants to, like... I think he wants to blow up the Prospector, so he might potentially be able to... I think I need more coffee. So he can, like, get those lackeys in and start dealing combat damage.
It's reasonable.
And, I mean, he didn't know that Matt was going to play a Vanillion Click. For, you know, he could have just assumed that he had no creatures. But Vanillion Click does exist, does get GT counters, and this game is yet again in Matt Hoey's driver's seat.
And Matt Hoey now looking pretty good to win this game. Anthony, that's 17 life to Matt Hoey's 9, but GT counters are really strong when you're playing against a deck that's just a pile of creatures with low power and toughness.
What are we heard?
So now Anthony Eason at this point I think he just needs to flood the board as much as possible.
Yes, he needs to he needs to
get that chieftain on the table. He needs to just power out as much as he possibly can. All right, so let's see what he finds. And, yep, that is a Goblin War Chief. Now we can expect a Chieftain come down. And suddenly, Anthony Eason has quite a bit of power on the table.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Matt Hoey didn't respond to the Chieftain by, killing something before...
Well, I mean, he's just going to kill the chieftain, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, War Chief's kind of good. Ooh, and a Snapcaster Mage is
that's
really good for Matt Hoey
that's
here.
brutal. So he's going to be able to block the War Chief. He's going to be able to Swords the Chieftain. Both creatures go down. Doesn't get have to remove any of his GT counters. Takes 3, goes to 5, doesn't care.
Yeah. And now these GT counters are going to start adding up.
Engineer Explosive still in play. Those lackeys are doing nothing.
Matt Hoey's playing this game really well.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a Batter Skull for Matt Hoey.
Attention players in standard box number 2. Please report to the side of
All right, so I really don't know. I mean, oh God, I didn't even see that. I was ordering a coffee and I turned around and there's a batter skull.
There's
on
a
the
batter
table.
skull on the table. Beep beep.
Beep beep.
That's what the noise the batter skull makes.
There's no way it beep beeps.
Are you kidding me? Did you see that thing? It's a car.
What? There's no way.
Batter skull.
Is not. It does not beep beep.
Beep beep.
It might go roar roar or.
Beep beep.
And just like get the hell out of my way. That's a horn every time. Or die. It says something. There's no way it beep beeps. My grandma beep beeps.
It's a modern Stone Age family vehicle.
There's no way that's a family vehicle. This is a very dangerous, unsafe vehicle. There's no way there's child protection in there.
I think it's actually a very safe vehicle to drive, and it has vigilance. 2+4+4.
I
You
mean,
could have like a regular night guy could be driving his batter skull, and he wouldn't even be afraid of a dragon. Think about it.
what do you mean?
So anyway, guys, Matt Hoey convincingly takes that game down. Again, Umezawa's Jitte just running away with the game, and we see the power of Snapcaster Mage Swords to Plowshares.
We're back.